What's going on, everybody? It's your boy J-Main, back checking in with the people. And look, I wanted to do an impressions video for the Sea of Thieves beta that I played yesterday. Now, before I start this video, I do want to let people know that I played the game solo for the majority of the time I played, and I played for about 2 to 3 hours. So, keep that into consideration when I'm going down the list of things that I liked about the game and things that I didn't like about the game. That way you can get a better idea where I'm coming from. So for starters, I just want to give a general idea what Sea of Thieves is about from what I took in after playing the game. You start off as a pirate on the main island. On this main island, you can, of course, pick up voyages. Some of them cost money. The first one is free. And then from there, you get treasure from the voyages. And you can come back, buy more voyages, or you can upgrade your gear. You can upgrade the way your character looks by buying like different type of pirate clothing and stuff like that. So that's kind of the gist of everything. You get your ship. Now, depending on if you're playing solo, duos, or quads, you can, the ship size will vary depending on that. Of course, when you're playing quads, you get the big ship. It's slower, but of course it can take more damage. It can hold more people, yada, yada, yada. When you're playing by yourself, you get a smaller ship. It goes faster. That way, you can probably outpace people that are trying to gang up on you and stuff like that if you're trying to get away. You get 3 main weapons. You get a sword, a gun, and a sniper rifle. And then you get some gadgets like a compass. You get a map when you pick up the voyages. You get like a binocular or, telescope. I forget the name of the item, but you guys kind of get the idea what I'm talking about. And a few other things. Also laying around, they have like barrels where, you pick up these barrels, and inside the barrels, they might have like bananas, which are used to get your health up, wood to help repair your ship, cannonballs, which of course to load the cannons on your ship. And I believe it's like one other thing, but I can't remember off the top of my head right now. So that's kind of the gist of everything the game had to offer from a features standpoint. Now I want to get into the actual game itself and what I liked about it. The art style of this game is nice. Mainly the water, though. It's made by Rare. So, looking at Rare's past and the games that they made in the past, you can kind of get an idea of what style of game Rare likes to make. And Sea of Thieves, I want to say it captures that Rare feeling. But I don't know what's up with the water. Like, it seems like as if the technology they use for the water is so much different than what they use for the rest of the game, because the water is probably some of the best water I've ever seen in a game. It's really unreal, especially when you take the ship to sea and it's like a big storm going on and the waves are crashing everywhere. Or like when the sun is setting or it's getting real dark and you see like the thunderstorms in the background and the waves are going crazy. That stuff looks damn near amazing. But besides all of that, I do want to touch on the ship itself. I like how you have to actually, like any, pirate game. I know Assassin's Creed had some elements of this, like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, where you're on a ship, you have to literally drop the anchor, set the sails, whether you want to pick how high they are, how low they are, the angle of the sails. You know what I'm saying? If you crash into rocks and stuff like that, you have to repair the ship. I thought that part was really cool. I don't know, earlier in the video, I talked about the wood that you can get from the barrels. When you crash the ship, certain parts of the ship will get holes in it and water will start pouring in. Of course, as the water pours in, your ship starts to sink. And you have to take the wood, repair the holes, but then you still have the water to deal with in the ship. Now, when I mentioned the items and gadgets that you have, a bucket is one of them. You have to take the bucket and literally scoop the water out of the ship and throw it overboard. And, as you do that, the water levels get lower and lower until, of course, it's completely gone. I actually like that part of the game because it keeps people on the ship active. If you get into a battle with people, you have the cannons you have to man. You have the sails. You have the anchors. You have, if there's holes in the ship, you have to repair them. So I think the whole ship management concept of the game is pretty cool. And I'm pretty sure playing with more people will be better. The next thing that I really liked about this game is that it has a true sense of adventure. This is a pirate game. So back then there was no GPS. You had to literally use your compass and your map to figure out where you were going. So when you do pick up a voyage and you look at the map that shows the shape of the island, you have to go to the larger map in the ship and basically match what the voyage map shows for the island. And then you got to look at the compass to see where on the compass or where on the map that island is. And you have to set your compass when you're actually sailing the ship with the, you know, when you're manning the ship and you're steering it, you have to steer it in the direction of the island. That's pretty cool. And within that, also when you get to the island and you have to find the treasure on the island, that's also like, there's no GPS. You have to get there, look at the map. And of course, there's an X on the map that marks the spot. But it's not like you can look at the game from like over the top view and see where you're exactly at on the island. You got to look for clues from the map like, okay, the X is next to a bush, or the X is next to a rock, or the X is on like a small pathway that you have to find. So it's not like the game tells you exactly where the treasures are. And you might be digging for a little bit in that area just to find the piece of treasure. But the basics of the few missions that I played was that you go to an island, you pick up the treasure, and you bring it back to the guy who gives you the mission. You collect money and kind of wash, rinse, and repeat. I did about 2 or 3 missions in this in the beta. On the 3rd mission, they did spice it up a little bit by throwing chapters into the mission. So when you're on the mission, there might be 2 X's on the island. One had a treasure chest. The other, basically, I found a riddle. And with that riddle, you have to match like where the riddle is, like solve the riddle, and the riddle will talk about an island and maybe some treasure on the island, and you have to go to that island and decrypt the riddle. So I thought like that kind of stuff of the game is pretty cool, but it's also where I'm gonna get into my dislikes of the game. And I kind of figure that doing that stuff over and over can get pretty boring. Now again, this is just a beta, so I can't judge the game fully, and I do want to play it more when it's full, because like when it's fully out, because I want to know if that's the only thing you're going to be doing, or is there other things that the game will offer. You know, because after playing 2 or 3 hours, I got pretty bored kind of doing the same thing over and over. I was playing by myself, and you know, like it was like I was sailing on the sea, but I didn't really see nobody. I guess there's supposed to be like 20 people per server. I've only ran into one other ship that had 2 people on it. And other than that, I didn't see nobody. There were like no NPCs on the sea, no NPCs on the islands. Well, I'm lying. Only enemies on the islands that you go to are these skeletons that, you know, they attack you. Some of them have swords. Some of them just use their bare bones, I guess you could say. So it was like, that's okay, but it gets repetitive. The combat gets repetitive with that. The only time the combat got really good is when I did run into those 2 people who were trying to attack me. And it was pretty cool, but after they kill you, you respawn right back at the same spot where you were before. So I don't know. It's kind of weird, because if you get jumped by a group of 4 people and you keep respawning back, can't they just keep killing you over and over? I don't know if there's something that they can put in where they respawn you maybe on the opposite end of the island, or somewhere that they can't see you. I don't know. But when I played, I kept respawning back at the same spot, and they actually stole my treasure and started messing with my ship until I got the hell up out of there. But yeah, I talked about how the world kind of feels empty when it comes to people being at sea with you, whether it's NPCs or other enemies. There was one mission with that I got on where there was an island and people were on the island shooting cannons at me. I don't know if that was other players on the game or if that was NPCs. So you know, if that's the case and that happens more often, that'll be pretty cool. So yeah, like my big thing with this game is that, like a Destiny or like a Division, I can see myself getting bored of this game very fast. The one thing that I do give the Division and Destiny is that the everyday or the moment-to-moment gameplay of those games, I feel are better than Sea of Thieves. For me personally, they didn't bore me because it's a first-person shooter or a third-person shooter. Sailing at sea, finding treasure, it just doesn't do it for me when I'm playing a game. It's not going to keep me interested if I'm doing it over and over and the missions aren't offering enough variety. So as a solo experience, it wasn't fun. I know a lot of people have been telling me, oh, you got to play this game with people. Like, come on. Every game you play with people is going to be good with your friends. Like, everybody's joking around, having fun. I like to judge a game a lot when I'm playing by myself because I can tell a lot about if I'm going to be interested in this game for the long run. Even if we are doing stuff over and over, is it fun moment to moment? So as of right now, like, I'm not really feeling Sea of Thieves. I do, like I said, the Game Pass. Without Game Pass, I wasn't going to try this game anyway. So being that it has a beta, being that it's going to be on Game Pass, I'm going to give it a shot again when the full game comes out. Hopefully it has more to offer. But as of right now, it's a no for me. And we'll see. I'll be live streaming the full game when it comes out on my channel. So make sure y'all check me out. Thoughts in the comment section if you played the beta or you heard about it. Also, rate the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And I'll catch you on my next video. Peace.